What's up, guys? It is September the 22nd, Sunday, and we are less than a week out from deer season now. I come out here this evening, took a break from watching football to try and get a few things done here. I wanted to do about 3 things. First thing, I want to do a video showing you guys my bow setup for this year and explaining what I'm using, why I'm using it, and why I picked that certain piece of gear. Second thing is I'm just basically checking my sight marks to make sure I'm good and sighted in for this coming weekend. And then the last thing is I'm still kind of testing a couple arrows. I'm ready to rock and roll with the same arrows I shot last year, which is these 4mm FMJs. I've got those set up with 75 grains of insert in the front, or half out, and 100 grain head. Brings my total weight, they're 280 spine, brings my total weight to around 555 grains. And out of my traverse, I'm getting about 270 to 271 feet per second. The other option we're testing here is the 5mm Easton Axis match grade. That one, I've got 50 grains of insert in the front, 100 grain head, 300 spine, and I'm right about 510 grains on it, and I'm getting 281, 282 as far as speed goes. Most likely I'm going to rock the 4mm FMJs. I ran those last year. I was really happy with them. I like that arrow weight, I like that speed, but I just wanted to back it up here. I'm at 50 yards right now, and I want to see kind of what groups the best. So let's see if we can fire a few shots here, and as we're shooting, we'll kind of go over the whole setup here. Alright, let's go over the rest of my setup. I'm up here checking my 20-yard mark. I was just shooting 70. For this year, I'm shooting the Mathews Traverse, obviously left-handed, right around a 30.5 inch draw AMO, shooting 71 pounds, like I said, about 270 feet per second. This is probably my favorite hunting bow I've had in several years. I've got some custom draw stops on there. The 75s were a little too aggressive, even though I like 75% let off. It's just those mods in particular are aggressive. So I've got the 85s with a bigger draw stop on it, and that seems to be pretty good for me. I think I'm holding right around 16 pounds or so. As far as accessories go, I'm shooting the Excel AccuTouch. In the past, I've shot the Dovetail carbon bar. I went to the direct mount this year with the dampener. A little more streamlined. That knob was kind of getting in the way of me mounting my quiver like this. You'll notice I'm using the Mathews quiver, and I've actually got it mounted to the bottom of the bow. I do that simply for balance. I wanted to run no stabilizer this year, and I still might, but having that weight below the grip, you know, Mathews bows, the center of the riser is the burger button hole there. So you've got more bow above the grip than you do below, which tends to make the bows a little on the top heavy side. Now this bow particularly, bare bow, balance is perfect, but by the time you've got your sight on top of the bow and out front, and then if you run a stabilizer, it starts getting top heavy. But this one balances a lot more neutral with having that quiver on the bottom. Like I mentioned, Mathews quiver. I'm actually running the Mathews Integrate Rest by QAD, and that thing's awesome. Having the micro adjust is pretty sweet. As far as broadheads, I'm still on the search for a good fixed head that shoots up to my standards, but for now it's the tried and true, the Rage Tri-Pan. Killed a ton of deer with the different Rage models over the years, have tons of confidence in them. That Tri-Pan's my favorite of the bunch. Titanium ferrule, 2-inch cut, pretty generous blade angle. That's a good broadhead. Other than that, I've got a bee stinger stabilizer on the front. That's a 12-inch. It's just kind of what I had laying around. You may see me put something a little shorter on, or you may see me run just the Tacticam on the front. I hadn't figured out how I'm attaching the Tacticam yet. Got my personal bowstrings on there that I built. Other than that, I've got a specialty peep in there, 3/16. I generally shoot a quarter, the big peep. For whatever reason, I put the 3/16 in this time. I had the quarter in, put the 3/16, then back to the quarter, and then back to the 3/16. We're gonna try it. It seems like the first place you lose light, I would never go smaller than 3/16 for a hunting bow. It seems like the smaller you go, that's the first place you lose light. You know, you start getting, especially early season when you got foliage on the trees, you run out of shooting light before the end of legal. So I want to be able to shoot, you know, as much of legal shooting light as possible, and the bigger peep allows me to do that. So we're going to run the 3/16 for now. If you guys have any questions about any part of my setup, feel free to ask. Release wise, hunting with the B3 Versa. Favorite thumb button release I've had. I've used different ones. I had a Knock to It, which is a 2-finger Carter Wise choice. Probably most of you guys on YouTube have seen John Dudley. That was his release. Never could get comfortable with it. I don't like a release where the thumb barrel sits really close to the release body. I like to have my thumb more out, just because I'm used to shooting a hinge release, and after I drop my thumb, it's kind of out like this, you know, so that's more natural. I actually just screwed this one in a little closer to the body, and I'm trying that. But if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I always try and respond to anybody that comments. But we're going to take a few more shots here at 20 just to verify our marks. Then we'll go in and watch the Sunday night football game. Later.